Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh dan selamat sejahtera kepada semua warga UiTM yang bersama dengan kami pada petang ini. Saya Zaliha Afandi, pegawai sains dari Institut Sains, merangkap pengacara majlis untuk program kita petang ini. Suka untuk saya maklumkan, program kita pada petang ini adalah anjuran bersama Institut Sains dan Pustakawan Tun Abdul Razak UiTM Shah. Untuk makluman semua, saya sekarang berada di studio PTAR UiTM Shah. Bersama-sama dengan saya sebentar nanti adalah Puan Siti Rohayu Muhammad Yusof, Pustakawan Kanan, merangkap penyelaras koordinator Prime UiTM. Okay, taklimat kita pada hari ini ialah berkaitan dengan sistem Prime. Prime stand for Portal for Research and Innovation Management. Mungkin ada di antara kita yang pernah dengar Prime dan mungkin juga belum pernah dengar Prime lagi. Apa itu Prime? Okey, yang itu nanti saya akan serahkan kepada yang pakar. Sebelum itu, izinkan saya untuk memperkenalkan penceramah kita pada hari ini. Puan Siti Rohayu binti Muhammad Yusof bertugas sebagai Pustakawan Kanan di Unit Sokongan Penyelidikan, bahagian Penyelidikan, Pembelajaran dan Rujukan PTAR. Beliau memiliki Diploma Pengurusan Maklumat, Sarjana Muda Sains Pengajian Maklumat dan juga beliau memiliki Sarjana Perpustakaan dan Sains Maklumat. Memang penceramah yang tepatlah untuk hari ini. Puan Rohayu mula bertugas di UiTM pada tahun 2009 sebagai pustakawan dan dinaikkan pangkat menjadi Pustakawan Kanan pada tahun 2016. Dengan kepakaran yang beliau ada, beliau telah dilantik menjadi koordinator Prisma PTAR pada tahun 2019 sehingga 2020. Mulai 2021 sehingga kini, beliau adalah penyelaras koordinator Prime Modul Penerbitan. Dengan kuasa yang saya ada, saya serahkan majlis kepada Puan Siti Rohayu untuk penerangan yang selanjutnya. Silakan Puan.
Okey, terima kasih kepada Puan Zaliha di atas introduction sebentar tadi. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Saya ucapkan ribuan terima kasih kepada iOS sendiri. Dengan kerjasama PTAR, kita dapat menganjurkan taklimat pendaftaran dan verifikasi modul penerbitan di sistem Prime. Alright, so tanpa membuang masa lagi, tadi pun Puan Zaliha telah memperkenalkan saya. Alright, so saya bertanggungjawab sebagai penyelaras koordinator untuk modul penerbitan di sistem Prime. Okay, publication module in Prime. Okay, we have 4 modules actually in Prime, but we are responsible for publication module. Alright, so for today, maybe some of you yang dah pernah menghadiri saya punya taklimat Prime sebelum ni, because I believe that I pun dah round UiTM secara online untuk memperkenalkan sistem Prime yang baru, especially di modul penerbitan lah, okay, publication module. Alright, so for those yang dah pernah attend my sessions, so this is like revision to all of you. Dan for those who first time join my taklimat today, welcome, and I hope this session will benefit you. And if you have any questions or any feedbacks, any suggestions that you want to share with us, yes, we with open hand, orang kata open hand, kita menerima sebarang penambahbaikan disebabkan sistem Prime adalah sistem yang sangat-sangat baru. Alright, just a few months we launched this system, so terdapat orang kata ruang untuk penambahbaikan tu masih ada. Alright, so we need feedbacks from all of you. I believe that some of you already know how to do the registrations, and then maybe some of you already face a new, challenge ke, problems ke, anything that yang berlaku semasa you membuat registration. So anything you can share with you today. Alright, so apa-apa pun jika ada sebarang penambahbaikan, sebagai koordinator kita akan take notes, and then we are going to discuss and then further ke dengan RMC as the owner of the system. Alright, so without any further ado, I would like to share my screen now, because this is more to how you want to register your publication. Alright, so hope you can see my screen right now. Can you see my screen? Prime? Any response? All right, so I believe that everybody, all right. So this is the main screen. This is the main interface for Prime. So for you to access to Prime, definitely you need to register with your UiTM web SSO. Definitely you need to have ID and password. But usually we are using the same ID and password with Prisma. Remember Prisma? Last year kita guna Prisma. So it's the same user ID and password. All right. All right. Okay. All right, so as you can see on my screen now, all right, there is 4 main modules in Prime, all right, grant management, IP management, star ratings, and publications. So each and every module ada ownernya masing-masing, but today we are focused more on publications, all right, because PTA only responsible for verification in publication part, all right. So for your information, kita ada lebih kurang 40 orang coordinator from all over UiTM. Alright, so we have 40 coordinators from all over UiTM. Alright, yang terdiri daripada all librarians. So semuanya adalah officer dan telah menjalani latihan. Alright, so we not just simply memilih koordinator orang kata semena-menanya, mereka telah menjalani latihan dengan RMC dan juga kita sekali di PTA before they can be appointed to be one of the coordinators. Alright, so you don't have to worry, semuanya terdiri daripada officer sahaja. Alright, so di setiap di cawangan dan di fakulti akan ada coordinator masing-masing. So I hope that if you have any problems, go to your respective coordinator first. If we cannot solve that problem, yes, you can contact me, all right, and then we can try to solve your problems, all right, as soon as possible. All right, so but before we start, all right, so this part is very, very, very important, all right, for any inquiries, for any you want to make aduan, whether it is on the verification part or the like the technical part, yes, you can directly go to units.uitm.edu.my. All right, we try to solve all your problems or aduan within the 3 days lah. All right, so now on how to use the publication modules. So as you can see in my screen now, all right, so don't worry, all right, so my screen is not going to be the same with you. All right, so in your screen you can only see this one, the publication part. All right, the publication part, and then just ignore the administrator part. All right, so just not ignore this one. All right, go to publication part. All right, so as you can see on my screen right now, here is a dashboard. All right, so you don't have to worry. If you have any publications, yes, this one will, the publication statistic will show all your publications, how many publications that you already registered, then how many publications that already verified by coordinator. All right, you don't have to worry about that. There will be a graph here that show all your publications. So this is one of the easiest way that you can use to keep track all your publications that you already been registered. All right, so okay, let's go to the colorful part here. Right, the colorful part here, the blue color, the yellow, the purple color. What is the meaning of with all the color here? All right, so as you can see here, verified, the green color, verified, meaning you can easily identify how many publications that already verified by coordinator. Verified means no problems already. When you register your publication, if we find out that there is no issues or it fulfills the requirements, yes, you can get the verified as soon as possible by the coordinator. Okay, this is something that is very, very important that I want to share with all of you. All right, so as a coordinator, we are not just doing our work by just verify all the publications just like that. we refer to the garis panduan that provided by the RMC, and also we are following the perkeliling naik chancellor bilangan 3 di mana kita ada beberapa perkara yang kita perlu patuhilah. So I hope you read that perkeliling already. So one of the important things in that perkeliling is all the publication. Alright, so all the publication that you registered in Primes will be verified within 14 days, 14 hari bekerja. So if you today you register your publications, so within the 14 days we are going to verify your publication lah. Alright, so we are going to verify your publications. But if any situation, for example, like if you want your publication to be verified as soon as possible, yes, you can. You don't have to wait the 14 days, right? You just contact our respective coordinator, then the coordinator will verify as soon as possible. Kadang-kadang you ada keperluan yang mendesak kepada apa kata you nak cepat you punya publication to be verified. Contohnya when it comes to you apply for your kenaikan pangkat and everything. So yes, we are open to that kind of situations. So we will help you to verify as soon as possible. All right. If there is no problem, there is no issue related to all the publications details that you include in your registrations, no problem. We can verify. All right. So the yellow color is pending. Pending with meaning is not verified yet by coordinator. Still in the process, still in the status of coordinator to take an action to verify your publications. All right. So if you find out there is pending on the coordinator's part, yes, you can check whether it is not, it's still in within 14 days. All right. So you don't have to worry. We improve a lot actually. All right. Definitely why we change to Prime, why we move to a new system, definitely terdapat penambahbaikan yang kita lakukan. Alright, definitely ada value added kepada keperluan-keperluan yang tiada di dalam sistem Prisma dan kita adakan di dalam sistem Prime. So, just give Prime some time to adjust here and there. Kita pun ada, from time to time, we still tackle a few issue yang melibatkan ada yang the verification part, the technical part. We hope that within this orang kata masa yang terdekat kita akan solve all that problems lah. Alright. Okay, the return for correction. This is something that very important also that I want to share with all of you, all of the researcher in iOS. Alright. Return for correction is publication that you need to take an action. For example, you need to do a corrections. All right, I will discuss with you further details on when we do the new publication part. All right, so I will explain later. All right, on how you want to take an actions on returns of publications. All right, this is very important. Actually, when we return your publications, we hope that you make a correction, take an action, and then you declare. Do declarations and submit again for verifications. All right. There's going to be a remarks given by my coordinator so that you are able to identify whatever mistakes or whatever information that you need to provide in way to fulfill all the requirements. All right. So we improve in Prime. All right, from Prisma to Prime. If the mandatory fields that provided in the publication details that and you are unable to fulfill the mandatory fields, you cannot proceed to the next process. Right? This is something that we improve so that it will allow you to identify what types of information that you need to provide to us. There's a mandatory fields that you need to fill up. Yes, you need to fill up. All right. Then only it will allow you to go into the next process. All right. There's a pop-up. I will show you later. There's a very small pop-up that will make you notice that you need to fill up something. If you sometimes you forgot to fill up one of the mandatory fields, this is something that will help you to identify what types of which fields that you left out. Okay, all right. So register, just ignore about that. Not verified. Okay, not verified in the red color. All right. Usually, I will advise my coordinator to be very careful with not verified. Right? We just not simply give you not verified. Okay, not verified is like reject. We reject your publication. All right. But the thing is, before we reject your publication, why is it we reject your publications? Definitely, we go for the written for correction first. Definitely, my coordinator will leave a remarks and then ask you about that particular here and there, and then make sure that you provide the information, you provide the correct evidence. Then only, if you are able to provide sufficient evidence that what we call that, sufficient evidence to make that publication to be verified. So that's why we are going to not verify a publication. Usually why we not verify that publication? Definitely, it is not enough evidence. That publication, it is not suitable. All right, it's not suitable to be registered in Prime. Okay, not suitable to register in Prime. For example, that publications something that yang tidak memberi impact. Okay, you need to understand first. Prime is a publication system penerbitan university. You need to understand that one first. Alright. So when it comes to unit sistem penerbitan university, ianya perlulah memberi impact. Everything that you want to register, you have to make sure that these publications are going to give an impact to you. Definitely going to give an impact to your faculty, your campus, and university. Alright, sekiranya that publication tidak hanya di peringkat dalaman sahaja ataupun ianya tiada orang kata, for example, sometimes ada yang there is no ISBN number, there is no ISSN, tidak dapat membuktikan that publication tidak dipublish dengan sempurna dan sebagainya. Alright, that one we need to not verified lah. So usually we go for RFC first and then only we can go to not verified. Okay, it's not easy for coordinator to give not verified. Definitely we are going to contact the researcher first, get the information from the researcher, and then we are going to consult with RMC for the second opinions. It's just that simply Puan Rohayu are going to make a decision, just not verify the publications. Definitely, we go for the second opinions. Anything, definitely we are going to get second opinion from the owner of the system, which is RMC. Okay. All right. So go on to the personal details. All right. So as you can see here, all right. So we have like I would like your cooperations from all of the researcher to help us to identify, to fill up the Scopus ID. OCUD, if you have a OCUD profile. Thomson Researcher ID are referring to Researcher ID in WAS, for those who are published in WAS. All right, and also my RID, if you have any website URL, Google Scholar. Right, so Google Scholar is very, very important. All right, so nowadays it's very, very important for you to have all this profile. All right, this one will help you to advertise yourself out there, to allow everybody to look for your paper, and then the possibilities to get more cited adalah. All right, so help us to help you by fill up the for example, Pablons. We have Pablons. All right, Pablons, you just need to fill up like a simple registration, then you have the Pablons, and then OCUD also is the same one. All right, Scopus, for those who already have publications in Scopus, definitely you have the Scopus ID, all right, and author's name in publications. So it's very, very easy. It's this kind of information will help the coordinator and in way to identify. Sometimes we just search for your article, we cannot find that. By using this kind of profile, these IDs will help the coordinator to look for your articles. All right, so you can click save, and then it's easy also. It's just one of the platform that you can use to identify all the IDs, all the profile for all your publications. All right. So moving on, all right, to the publication part, the most important part in publications. All right. So new publications, my publication, and written publications here. All right. So new publication is where you want to register the new publications. All right. So when I click new publications, they are divided into two. All right. The first one is index publications. The second one is other publications. Very easy, very straightforward. All right. We improved from Prisma to Prime. We just divided them into two. Index publications is referring to any publications that already indexed in that particular platform. Okay, only for platforms that we recognize, that we accept. Actually, we accept from WAS, Web of Science, Scopus, My Site, and ERA only. So if your publication, it is not appear yet in these four platforms, you can register your publication in other publication first. Then later, if it's already appear and get indexed in that particular platform, you can easily, anytime, anywhere, update the publication. It's not update, it's upgrade the publication from other publications to index publications. We received so many questions since we launched Prime. All right, so on how Rohayu, how you want my publication is already indexed in that particular journal in WAS. So how I want to know? All right, so in way to change from other publications to index publication, to change any informations that in that particular publications detail. For example, sekarang in proceeding now is already published in journals. All right, so before you make any changes, before you change the type, the categories of that publication, you need to contact the coordinator first, because only coordinator will have the access, will have the authority to revert your publication to draft. All right, so my coordinator, you just contact my coordinator, your respective coordinator, to revert your publication to draft. All right, I'm talking about the publications that already verified. So today it is verified as proceeding, for example. Like tomorrow is already indexed in journals in Web of Science, for example. So contact us to and then give reference number. We will see what is reference number later. All right, so provide us with the correct reference number, and then we can revert to draft, and then you can make editing to it. Why is it we need to revert to draft again? Because definitely when we upgrade that publication from to different categories, definitely there's a set of different details that you need to fill up. For example, URL. All right, before this, there is no URL, but now it's already URL is mandatory fields, especially when we talk about index publications. Okay. All right, moving on. All right, when it comes to index publication, all right, so when you click index publication, first of all, please make sure it's already indexed. You already search in Scopus and Web of Science. All right, so how to search? This is also one of the common questions that we receive from the researcher. All right, so how to access to our Scopus and Web of Science, because some of the researcher tends to directly provide us with the URL directly from the journals. Okay, we don't want that, right? You must go through Scopus and Web of Science from the library. Okay, from the library, no other else lah. All right, so you cannot just simply Google Scopus, Web of Science, Journal A, Journal B directly from the Google. All right, you cannot provide us. We want the evidence, follow the garis panduan, it must go through the library website. All right, so definitely go to library website, whether you in other branches or not. All right, go to the library website, and then all right, go to e-resources, and then you can find all of our databases. All right, there is a few alternatives that you can use, whether you can go from here or you can use MyKM. This is something that we try to educate all the user to use a personalized uh, uh, something that personalized so that you can access to the our online databases. All right, just sign in with Google. Definitely, if you are staff, use your UiTMs. All right, and then you can use the online databases. All right, so it's very easy. All right, so it's very easy. Okay, you click as, and then you can find Scopus. Just wait a little bit more. Forgive my internet connection, it's quite slow, but never mind. All right, you can try access to our database. Okay, this is MyKM. All right, so MyKM something that personalized. All right, personalized to you. Definitely have your names here. All right, so this is online databases. Click here. All right, this one you can access anywhere. Just need internet. You just need internet connection. In fact, that you can use your phone. Okay. All right, so you can go for Scopus, you can go for Web of Science, and one more thing that very important that I want to share with all of you today, because we received so many questions regarding to the journal citation report, is where that you can use to look for like many things related to the journals. All right, so we go one by one. No worries, I will help you to get through all these databases. All right, so Scopus here, and then we have Web of Science. All right, this is the only and the correct way that you can use Scopus and Web of Science. Never ever use Google directly from the Google. All right, so it's not going to be the same. All right, Scopus is subscribed by KPT, Kementerian Pendidikan Tinggi, but Web of Science subscribed by PTAR lah untuk all the UiTM's user. Alright, so Scopus, because we always have received questions related to Scopus and Web of Science. Alright, so this is how the easiest way that you can use. Alright, so look for your article first. Alright, don't go for the journal first. All right, sometimes we receive the journal link. All right, we don't want any journal link. We want a link that directly show your publications. Right, so let's do one example here so that you can see. All right, so for example, COVID. All right, so just copy paste your title. All right, so copy paste your title and then look for it. It's very easy. Use document. All right, documents, or you can use authors. All right, you can use author search, or you can go by affiliation search. Affiliation search is one, is definitely you can go by organizations or universities or anything. All right, so go by document, search for your article. All right, if you find out that that article is not there yet, all right, definitely there's a second alternative that you can use, which go by the journal. And then go by the journal, and then you can search within the journal, and then you can get the, that's how you want to identify whether that publication is already index or not. All right, for example here, let me see, this is the current one. Usually they go for the recent one. So I want to, for example, all right. So after you identify your article, for example, this is my article. All right, so I click that particular article, and then you can see this is the page that we want. This is the correct URL that you want. I am so sorry that I need to drink water. All right, very bad cough. All right, so as you can see here, this is one of the, sorry. Okay, so you get the URL here, and then you can make sure that, I'm so sorry. So sorry. Okay, okay, go back to your, and then, so for example, you just copy paste. Okay, for example here, okay, please enter your new publication title. Okay, so you check similarities first. Okay, after you check, I'm so sorry, check similarity first, and then definitely you need to see the result. Okay, your publication title has 0 existing with record, and you may proceed to register. This one, yes, you can register very easily. If you find out that there is 90% and above similarities, that one, the system will stop you there, and then the system definitely block you, and then you cannot proceed the registration part. So what you can do, usually, first thing that you need to check is, all right, if you find out that there is similarities in title, first of all, you need to check with whoever registered that title, that publications that you involve, all right, if she or he mentioned, add your names in that publication or not. All right, so we usually receive I mean publications sometimes I mean, like, whoever registered the publication, they only register, he or she only register their name, he or she, dia punya nama saja. Alright, so maksudnya dia tak add kepada nama-nama yang lain. So for example, that particular paper, there is 5 authors. Alright, you need to register, you need to declare all 5 authors. Alright, so regardless whether that publication ada external author. Okay, for example, okay, 2 from UiTM and 3 from USN. So you need to declare each and everybody. Alright, if you have more than 10 authors, for example, sometimes it's not that easy for you to like add each and everybody, right? And then sometimes also kita faham sometimes ada publication yang melebihi 20 ke 30 orang, and then you also did not know who are they, right? So you punya team tu pun you tak kenal and everything, you tak ada all the informations about that particular co-authors and everything. So it's okay if you don't have their particulars, especially the external author. Yes, you can only register the UiTM's author, but UiTM's author you must declare all UiTM's author. This is very, very important. Prime is for UiTM. Definitely kita akan mengutamakan, kita akan mengangkat semua penulis-penulis UiTM. Alright, and then okay, go back to the result. Okay, so if you find out that there is similarities, that the first thing that you need to identify whether whoever register, they ada mention your name or not. Okay, if that publication dia punya similarities title tu melebihi 90%, and then that existing records, that existing publication is different from your publication, yes, you can proceed with the registration. How? Just now I said that when you said just now, you said similarities cannot, the system block already. No problem. So we do a little trick here. All right. You just add a few words to make sure that it is not similar, and then you can click proceed. All right, and then the system will allow you to proceed to the next step. So what you can do is, all right, so you can change. For example, I try to okay. You fill up the index type first, category. All right, okay. I know that there's so many categories, right? So many categories in publication, in index publication. So in Prime, we only recognize, we only accept these four: journals, proceeding, research book, chapters in research book only for index publications. Other than that, go to other publications. Alright? So itu adalah yang termaktub dalam garis panduan. Alright? So if you have any complaints, you rasa that ada lagi like categories that should be dimasukkan, and you have any like suggestions or what, you can directly go to cadangkan kepada RMC lah, so that maybe there is some changes and everything, penambahbaikan ataupun apa saja yang kita boleh buat untuk tambah baik lah kita punya Prime. Alright, so for now we only accept these four. So if your publications di dalam 4 ni, yes you can yeah, right. So different kind of categories, there's a different set of publication details that you need to fill up. Alright, so it's very, very easy. Okay, just now we are talking about the trick that we do, right? Remember? Alright, so your publication is quite similar, more than 90% with the existing records in Prime. So what you can do is definitely add a few words to make the system allow you to register, and then you can later do the corrections here. Alright, you just adjust the title according to the title yang you nak register lah. Alright, so proceed. So you scroll down a bit. Alright, this is the publications that you publication details that you need to fill up. Alright, so as you can see, kalau you tengok hashtag yang the star with the star in the red color is a mandatory. It's a mandatory field. So some maybe some of you kata, Puan Rohayu, in Prisma we don't have this. Ini Prisma, yeah, that one is Prisma. So we tambah baik, kita nak pastikan dia punya betul. That publication is in that publication, so definitely kita tambah baik lah kita punya mandatory fields ni. Alright, so that kalau ianya index publication, yes, you need to provide us with the correct informations. Alright, so and then okay, role here means, alright, so you as what, the status of you lah. Alright, so you as UiTM first author. Alright, so corresponding author, you are co-authors, translator, or editor only. Alright, so you have to make sure before you register, you are in the one of the roles here. So it's easy for you to identify. Don't just simply register that and then you contact the coordinator, kata, Puan Rohayu, I'm not sure lah, I duduk dekat mana. Usually that kind of questions lah kan. Alright, so please make sure that you know your positions and everything. Alright, it definitely will reflect, kita akan tengok, kita akan tallykan dengan your punya evidence, meaning your documents. Alright, your publications document. Remember, if you want to submit evidence, only the publication versions only. So it's easy for coordinator to get to all the publications detail. Alright, so what's the meaning of UiTM first author? For example, I always told this example. You have 5 authors, alright, 5 authors, alright. The first 2 is from USM. The third one is you from UiTM, followed by your friends in UiTMs also. So we can say that you are the first UiTM's author. Okay, alright. For example, you have 4 authors in your publication. The first one is you, the first one is external author, your students, all right, and then the other one followed by you as corresponding author, and we also have co-authors, all right. So definitely ramai yang tanya, we receive also this so many questions related to, for those who are corresponding author untuk student PhD, your PhD student. So in UiTM, in Prime, disebabkan kita ingin mengangkat semua penulis-penulis UiTM, especially all the lecturers. So definitely researcher will be UiTM first author ataupun you akan jadi corresponding author. Okay, the author level is not going to be same. Definitely going to refer to your document. If your student is in document, the first one is your students, the second one is you, yes, follow. 1, 2, 3, 4. But definitely your students going to be co-author. Level number 1. You as corresponding author, level number 2. I hope that you get it. Okay, one more time. If you did your publications with students, all right, so definitely the students will be co-authors level number 1. You as corresponding author will be level number 2, 3, and 4. It depends. It depends on your how is it the sequence in your documents. All right. So I will show you after this about how to add on all authors. All right. So corresponding author, I hope this one very, very clear already. Co-authors, translator. Any translator's work that you did, yes, you can declare yourself as translator, and also editor. Editor usually for books and everything. All right. For example, okay, I choose UiTM first author, the volume. Let's do one, just one. All right. So, what's that? Okay, this one is the volume and issue. All right, so it's easy. All right, so be careful if you copy paste and everything. All right, I am so sorry to say that we still need to do a bit manual key in here. All right, we hope that from time to time we can upgrade this system so that maybe someday that this one can be integrate dengan Scopus ke dan dengan Web of Science, but for now we are good macam ni, so we cannot extract lagi daripada Scopus or Web of Science, but maybe in future we don't know, right? Alright, so ISBN definitely is something that very, very important. Alright, index publication mesti ada ISSN number. Alright, mesti ada ISBN. That's why we put the mandatory fields here. Alright, page for example 1 to 10. Alright, dates of publication. Alright, this is also something that very, very important. And then we receive so many mistakes. I'm not saying that mistake. Maybe you are a bit confused with the dates of publications. All right. Definitely, we are going to refer in the index publication. All right. So dates publication here, for example, here in Scopus, where is the date publication? Where is the date publication? All right. So this one is the bila tu berlangsung kan? All right. So when is the dates of publications? We can say that February lah 2020 lah, right? Kan? We can say that this is February 2020 lah. Alright. So for example lah, kita akan we are going to follow the dates that provide in Scopus, in Web of Science, in my site, and also we are referring to your documents. Alright. So you just, especially, why is it very, very important to to declare the correct dates of publications? Because of you must understand, Prime is a repository system, right? Everything we dump in Prime, all right? It's a repository system, but when it declared as repository, a few systems in UiTM, definitely they're going to extract the data, all right? My ATP, expert UiTM. All right, so that one of the sistem yang biasa tarik data daripada ni. So all your data are going to be extract to my ATP. Tapi you need to understand, all right, this is something that I want to make a declaration to disclaimer lah untuk all the researcher. You need to understand my ATP belongs to bahagian hal akademik. All right, so it's a different system with a different requirement, alright, my ITP untuk atas mengikut you punya borang kenaikan pangkat, if I'm not mistaken, alright. So the requirement is going to be different, alright. So for the past 2 years, alright, we receive so many questions from the researchers saying that like, Rohayu, why is it my publication is not appear in my ATP? Alright, so I don't have any access to my ATP, alright. So that is a different system with with a different penetapan, with a different requirement. So how they just extract your data, and then how they categorize and everything, it depends on their requirements. All right, so definitely if we get the questions and then get the aduan feedbacks from researcher, definitely we are responsible as coordinator, we are responsible to double check the publication. We want to make sure that we already verified. The first one that we did is we verified the publications. All right, it's already 4 o'clock. All right, so it's already 4 o'clock. Okay, maybe another 5 minutes before we have break. All right, let me see. Oh, there's so many comments from the. All right, never mind. Moderator, if you want me to stop, you tell me, okay? If you want me to stop, and then take a break for a while, just you can interrupt me anytime. If not, I'm going to just.
Rohayu?
Yes, yes. Yes, yes.
Kita break sekejap. Okay, Puan, kita
All right, okay. Break for
3 minutes.
okay, 2 minutes. Okay. We will come back, okay?
Okay, we will come back. Kita, Puan Rohayu, kita raikan satu soalan. Dengar saya. Mungkin kita boleh raikan satu soalan. Okey, Puan Rohayu. Kita ada satu soalan daripada kita punya penonton YouTube. Buku yang diterbitkan tanpa melalui penerbit yang berdaftar dengan MAPIM diterima atau tidak? Jika ya, masuk kategori mana?
Boleh dengar suara saya? Boleh dengar suara saya? Right. Okay, for these questions, okay, buku for any books yang tidak melalui penerbit yang berdaftar dengan MAPIM ataupun hello, alright, ianya perlu didaftarkan under kategori other publications monograph. Boleh boleh dengar moderator, suara saya boleh dengar
Dengar Puan.
Saya dengar ada noise kat belakang. Alright, it's okay. So jika ianya tidak diterbitkan penerbit MAPIM, so ianya akan dimasukkan, perlu didaftar dalam kategori other publications monograph. Alright, so sebab jika ianya tidak diterbitkan di bawah MAPIM, selalunya nilai markah kalau dalam MyRA sangat rendah lah. If I'm not mistaken lah, markahnya sangat rendah. Alright, so jika ianya diterbitkan oleh MAPIM, alright, jika anda MAPIM, yes, jika didaftar oleh MyRA, I'm the only one here the noise. Alright, so thank you. Alright, so this is my explanation. Jika publications berkenaan diterbitkan under MAPIM, yes. Di dalam penilaian MyRA sendiri, MyRA score penilaian bagi kenaikan pangkat ianya sangat-sangat weightage yang sangat-sangat tinggi lah. Alright, okay. So is there any questions lagi? I can see a few questions from the comments from the researcher. Can I answer that questions?
Boleh.
Alright, so alright.
Soalan daripada Abdul Kadir.
Alright.
Yang dah register tanpa dalam publication tersebut, so bagaimana ini how the other authors?
Alright, so easy peasy. Any verified publications kita boleh amend semula, no problem. It's just that as I mentioned earlier, any amendment that you want to do to your publications that are already verified, you ask you contact our respective coordinator and then ask he or she to revert to draft your publication. So you can add all authors. If before that you forgot to add other authors, or you want to change the publication type, you want to change the category, you want to change anything, yes, just revert to draft. Ask coordinator to revert to draft, no problems. Okay. Is there any other questions?
Okay, dari Encik Ahmad Fazali, macam mana nak cari link buku kita yang dipilih?
So actually this question need to be specific. Alright, so what do you mean by link buku yang kita index? Meaning books chapter that index in Web of Science, is it Web of Science, Scopus? Same. You just search in Scopus, your book, and search in Web of Science. Just now I already mentioned, or I already show you on how to search for your publication in Scopus and Web of Science. Alright, do the same step. Search by using documents to see whether that particular document is already indexed in Web of Science or Scopus. Alright. Okay. Yeah. We are sorry about that. There is some noise that I can hear just now. All right. So I hope that my explanations were very clear, and then maybe I can proceed to uh, my presentations.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Thank you so much. All right. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Puan. All right. Thank you for all the questions. I hope that my answer will satisfy all your meet your expectation lah in terms of soalan tu. Okay. So moving on to the next. All right. I will share to you. Right. Okay. All right, so moving on. All right, just now we stopped here in the publications details. All right, so very easy. Fulfill the mandatory fields, you and then you're good to go. All right, so it's very easy. The publisher, for example, is Xavier. For example, I just do the example for you. All right, the media format. All right, just now okay. Just now I stopped at dates of publications. Please make sure you enter the correct dates of publication. Very important. All right, especially when my ATP want to extract the data, semua yang publication in that particular year akan ditarik lah. So maksudnya dia tak akan tarik tahun-tahun yang sebelumnya lah kan. Alright, so be very careful when you enter your dates of publications because it's going to give an impact to you for that particular year. Alright, so actually seterusnya, alright, publications location also one of the most important things. Alright, so when it comes to publication locations, you need to declare where you are. Alright, so we know that Institute Science, and then maybe you have another portfolio in UiTM. Alright, so you need to declare di mana di tempat you berada. Alright, sometimes disebabkan this is very important because all the publications that you register is already being assigned to coordinators IDs. We don't want your publication with no coordinators. All right. So the definitely nobody's going to verify your publications. There's a big problems there lah. All right. So make sure you declare the correct publication location. If you in campus, in campus Sarawak, in campus, for example, Perak and everything, go for the campus. So because this is something that I want to share with all of you because we received comments from one of the rectors in campus, one of the campuses in UiTM, all right, saying that when they come up with a report, it is underreporting. So all that publication for that particular campus, for that particular is underreporting. Actually, there is so much more publication, but it is not being registered, it's not being declared, and then disebabkan sometimes, this is just sometimes I said, right, this is one of the reason. One of the reasons. There is so many reasons actually. Maybe we can we don't want to talk about other reasons, but maybe one of the reasons is the publications locations. So you have to make sure if you in Dengkil, go for Dengkil. If you in Tapa, go for Tapa. If you in Institute Science. If you in Sabah, we do have Kota Kinabalu, right? All right. So for example, you go for that. All right. So easy for that campus, for that faculty to really get the correct data, the correct amount of publication for that particular faculty or campus for that particular year. All right, so you can see the whole scenario, the real scenario, and then the real data lah. All right, kalau tidak, it is going to be underreporting each and every year. All right, so help us to get the correct publications locations. Okay, media format. All right, definitely you need to declare referred or not. Also, is it is yes or no. the journal, types of journal. All right, the two types of journal that we accept here, which is full paper and also abstract only. All right, sometimes you have abstract only. All right, so when we talk about full paper, I'm going to talk about attachment, your attachment. So actually, when it comes to attachment or any evidence that you provide when you register your publications, usually we receive so many kinds, different kind of documents. Some of them in full paper in publication version, which is the correct one. We want the publications version. We don't want any manuscript. Sometimes we receive the manuscript. Sometimes we receive that publication with no publication details, with no ISBN. It's just a title and then the writing. It is not a publication version. All right. So sometimes we receive also aduan from researchers saying that, Puan Rohayu, I cannot provide you with the evidence, the publication versions of that particular document because I need to pay in a way to get to download that document. All right. So what we can work here, right? You just snap the first page so that we can see the evidence. Usually the first page definitely you will have the publication detail, the title, the volume, the issue, the ISBN, whoever authors that involved in that particular documents. All right, sometimes we can see the abstracts and everything. All right, just snap a few, that very clear one. All right, anything that you want to snap, you want to provide us with the picture. All right, so please make sure it can be seen by my coordinator. Cannot, sometimes we receive a very like blurry image. All right, we don't want that. All right, so please make sure you captured it very properly and that it can be seen. So we still can accept. All right, as long as we get an evidence. All right. So the publication level also is very, very important. Everything is very important here because it's mandatory, right? So when we talk about index publications, definitely the publications level are going to be either these two, whether it's national or international, all right? But usually, definitely is going to be international, all right? Because everything that can be accessed by everybody and then have ISBN or ISSN definitely is we can consider as international. All right, so it depends. It's not going to be the same with other publication. We are going to get to index publications later. It's already 4:26. All right, so I try to do it as soon as possible so we can get to the other publications as soon as possible. All right, quartile. This is something that I just want to educate all the researchers out there, all right? When we talk about quartile ranking, you need to understand, all right? So this menu, these fields are only going to be appear in Web of Science. It's not going to be appear in Scopus. It's not going to be appear in my site. It's not going to be appear in ERA. All right, whoever published in except rather than Web of Science, you cannot get these fields. All right, so quartile ranking is for JCR, quartile only. No Shimago, no other quartiles. JCR only. So how you want to know, how you want to identify whether you have the quartile. All right, so that particular journal have the quartile. All right, so for example, I just go, where is my, just now that I told, okay, this one. All right, for example, okay, I just first search for just now. All right. Okay, how to identify whether your documents ada quartile ataupun tidak. All right, so, okay. This is the easiest way. All right, so for example, this is your documents. All right, this is your title. Usually, you can click that particular journal. You can click that particular sources. You click, and then you can get the quartile. All right. Sometimes there is no quartile. Where is no quartile, no problem. Declare, no quartile. All Alright, if have quota, you follow the quota. Sometimes the JCR category dia akan ada 2 or 3. Saya jarang jumpa 3 lah, but usually 2 lah. Sometimes it can be, for example, this biotech category quota is Q1. Sometimes we have other categories in Q2, for example. So we go for the highest quota. Alright, go for Q1. If Q3 and Q4, go for Q3. Alright, so this is one of the easiest way that you can identify whether your journal that you publish, your article that have quota or not. Okay, one of the alternative that you can use, go for JCR. Alright, so go for JCR. Just now I already told you. Let me show you. Alright, okay, this down here. Alright, JCR, whether you can go to MyKM. Alright, go for JCR. Where is J? Okay, JCR here. Or you can go by our website. Go for J. And then, okay, JCR is the same one. I'm going to teach you both ways that you can use. Whether you can use MyKM, the personalized account that you can use, and also the UiTM's library website. All right. So you can search the journal's name here by using ISSN, EISSN category, and publisher. All right. So usually this is one of the way that you can use to identify any potential journals that you want to publish. You can get the publications details here. You can do anything here before you publish your paper. All right. So go for categories. You can narrow down according to here is categories. Narrow down according to your there's the subcategories here. All right. So the subcategory here, for example, here. For example, I click soil. All right. So and then so you can get a list of journals in soil science. All right. And then together with the quota, the total citations, the JRF, the JFF quota, JCR quota, and then also what is this OA goal. All right. So you can get, all right, let me choose one. Just one, okay, biochar. I am not sure how to pronounce this. Biochar, is it biochar or biochar? All right. So choose one. I just choose one example to you. All right. So I just want you to get familiar on how to get the information. All right. So this is the how they present their informations about this particular journal. So this is one of the way that you can use to identify before you publish. Sometimes I receive emails and also question from the researchers saying that, you can check for me whether this is indexed by Web of Science or not, whether this one have quartiles or not, this one ramai tak yang publish dalam journal ini, adakah journal ini receive citation yang banyak. So this kind of questions we receive regularly by from the researcher. Okay, so yes, sometimes some of the informations here, this one is already done by the Clarivate. All right, the calculations and everything you can go through. All right, later you can go through. All right, you can see the citations, the items, the impact factor. All right, go for the JCR portal first, then you can go for the impact factors. This one I learned from one of the researcher in UiTM, because of which one that you want to go first, whether you want to choose the quartile one or the highest quartile or the impact factor. Go for the go for quartile first, then you can go for the impact factor. All right, so you can see all the information. Some of the information may be like you are not very familiar, but the thing is, I just want to share with you on how you can get information more about that particular journal. All right, so that's about quota. So I hope that quota is very clear already. For example, this one I choose to. Right, DOIs, where to get DOIs? DOIs from here lah. DOIs from here, let me show you. All right, so the UI, here, this is the UIs. Sometimes we receive also DOIs in here, all right? So it's not going to be the same, all right? So it is, DOI is not referring to URL lah. So you need to provide a URL. URL here, the blue color here, just copy paste, all right? Just copy paste, all right? So whenever my coordinator click that particular URL, he or she will able to see this screen. All right, so it's easy for them to check, to double check whether the publications that you are registered is tally with these informations. All right, so after you fill up the mandatory field, you click save. Right? Okay, so remember, if you didn't fill up any mandatory field, this is going to bother you, all right, until you finish and then after you fill up the mandatory field, all right, the role just now and also the journal's name. What's the journal's name? All right, for example, this one. All right, so you click save, then it will allow you to go into the next process. See, this is the correct pop-up that are going to help you to make sure that you already successfully created the publication details. You click OK. All right. Then you moving on to the next sections. All right, which is the add categories. Add authors. All right. So when you category of author here, you have UiTM staff academy. All right. You have UiTM students, external author, UiTM postdoc, UiTM RO, and UiTM non-academic. So if you did your publication with students or any UiTM staff or your friends in UiTM, please make sure you have their IDs. All right, so your UiTM's IDs. So it's easy for you to add their names. All right, if you work with external authors, you have to make sure that you have their emails and their organizations to make sure you can add them. All right, at least the email and the organizations lah. All right, for example, staff academic here, you just enter their names or enter their IDs. Right, so it's very, very easy. So when you enter the ID, the system will crawl the IDs lah and then come out with it. All right, so the author level are going to be assigned by whoever registered that publication. All right, and also you can make editing. All right, no problem. If you add wrong information, you still can do editing. All right, you can do editing here. Click actions here, and then you can also change the author level. All right, so as I mentioned earlier, the first part of my presentation just now. All right, if you did your publication with your students or your other external authors, please make sure that you put yourself first, all right, as UiTM first author and then corresponding author. But the author levels are going to refer to the sequence in document. All right, remember, if you did your students will be co-authors, level number 1, you as the corresponding author, level number 2, for example. All right, so I hope that one is very clear already. If you did that publication with other external author, okay, that particular external author will be co-authors level 1, and you will be the UiTM first author level, for example, 3. All right, so it's just that we still follow the sequence in documents. All right, so I hope that one is very clear already. Okay, so after that, all right, and then after you add all authors, all right, go to your attachment. All right, when we talk about attachment, this is something that sometimes we receive feedbacks from researchers saying that what types of evidence that we need to provide when Rohayu. It seems that when I register my publication, when I provide the evidence, sometimes I get written by the coordinator saying that my document, it is not enough. All right, what is enough? Alright, usually we receive that questions lah. Alright, so when it comes to what is enough, alright, definitely if you did any publication full paper, definitely we need full paper. Alright, so full paper publication version, and then if you did you as an editor for that particular book, please make sure you provide us with the image of that particular books. Alright, it's just that to see you as one of the author, or you are the author, or sorry, you are editor for that particular book. Alright, it's just that we want that evidence lah. Alright, if you being appointed, alright, we know that sometimes you're being assigned to by outside organization, other industries outside UiTM, to collaborate with them to produce, for example, the policy lah, the garis panduan, what we have some sometimes, if in fact that technical report. All right, so when it comes to that kind of guidelines, policy, garis panduan and everything, so if being appointed, you just provide us with the emails daripada ni lah, email ataupun surat lantikan daripada that industry lah yang appoint you. Because when we talk about policy, technical paper, pemakahannya weightage yang sangat tinggi lah, alright, berbanding dengan publication yang lain. Alright, so that's why it need more evidence. We want the evidence saying that you are being appointed by that particular industry, organization, and then you together as the author to provide that. And then sometimes when we talk about policy dan garis panduan, definitely kita nak tahu sejauh mana that policy tu dianya telah disebarkan kepada orang ramai ataupun for that particular company only. Alright, so itu kita boleh maybe you need to provide us with some write-ups about that lah. So we want to make sure that ianya memberi impact kepada ni lah, you as the researcher, and also kepada industri berkenaan lah, policy paper. Alright. Okay, contohnya ada lagi, I boleh contoh sini macam anything, the kertas polisi, blueprint, plan, induk, kertas kajian, alright. So mesti ada bukti-bukti yang hubungkan mengatakan penghargaan kepada pusat kertas kerja yang yang menjadi rujukan kertas polisi, dan this is very important, alright. So you being appointed by that particular industry, but definitely kena ada affiliation UiTM. Alright, anything that you want to register in Prime, definitely perlu ada affiliations UiTM. Alright, this is something that I want to share with you also. If you want to register publication that you did when you did your PhD. Sometimes ada yang buat PhD, cuti belajar, you did your PhD, for example, in University Malaya. Alright, so you did the affiliations, kalau ada University Malaya, you cannot declare, you cannot register in Prime. Sampailah kita nampak affiliations UiTM. Alright, so ramai receive so many questions. Sometimes yang ada yang kata yang, Rohayu, I did my PhD, I tak boleh register ke my publications di dalam sistem Prime. Alright, so you cannot. Alright, definitely this one perlu ada affiliation UiTM lah. Alright, so you untuk kertas polisi apa semua, all the garis panduan perlu ada bukti yang menunjukkan hasil kajian diguna pakai. Just like I mentioned to you, diguna pakai oleh siapa? Oleh seluruh rakyat Malaysia? Adakah diguna pakai oleh that particular industry ataupun organisation je? I bagi contoh lah, kalau benda tu digunakan oleh Kementerian Kesihatan Malaysia, adakah ianya untuk kaki tangan Kementerian Kesihatan Malaysia sahaja? Alright. So just now ada surat lantikan, adakah you menjadi ketua kepada that kajian, alright? And also the copyright page lah, alright? So ISBN perlu ada, alright? Definitely kena ada ISBN. Ia adalah salah satu untuk membuktikan that publication is already published, alright? So you can drop here, it's very easy, and then you click upload, alright? we still maintain 8 MB untuk any evidence. If your documents is more than 8 MBs, you need to compress. Pergi compress dekat Google pun ada. You compress Google tu and then you can upload. Because kita maintain lagi 8 MB. Alright. So for those who are, because we receive sometimes, this is especially for the whoever yang ada come up with the proceeding book. Sometimes proceeding book tu researcher tak compress yang dia punya part, dia like masukkan like 800 pages, right? So it's not that easy to go through. So just upload your articles only. Just compress your articles only, and then your title only, and then you can upload. Right? So okay, and then go to declaration. This is the last part. This is the last part that you can do before you submit your your publications that you want to register. So you need to declare. All right. So make sure you submit, and then only it will, from the draft, you will change the status. Okay, before you click submit, your publication in draft. All right, draft I cannot see. My coordinator cannot see. Only you as researcher can see that publications. All right. So until you click submit, and the status will change to pending verification from the coordinator. Yes. So meaning you just have to wait for coordinator to take an actions. All right. So please make sure that, because we receive also feedback from researchers saying, why is it you taking so long to verify my publication? I already submit to you, right? So when we check, still in draft. All right. So sometimes maybe some of you pun tak aware ataupun terlepas pandang ataupun not very sure whether that particular document is still in draft or not. So this is how that you can do. Okay, go to your my publication. My publication is, you want to go through to whatever publications that you already register, whether you is already verified or is already is still in draft. So as you can see here, you scroll down a bit here, right? In status, still in draft. Still in draft, I cannot see. Only you yourself can see that. All right. So you need to make sure that you declare, you click this one, reference number, declaration, submit. Then only my coordinator can see the publications. All right. So when you click written publication, if is there any written for corrections, check to track from here. So we divided into index and other publications, so easy for you to keep track whether you have any written publication that you need to take an action immediately. All right. So, and this is also that I want to share with you. All right. If you want to register your publication, please make sure that you register your publication as soon as possible, as soon as it gets published. All right. Don't wait until at the end of the year during your MyITP, your penilaian, SKT and everything, then only you want to register. Because so many systems, so many penetapan, so many things that we want to do. Everybody want all the data. So this is when the prime akan bekerja dengan lebih keras. Alright, so this has happened the last 2 years that we face a bit difficulties when we receive so many new registration from the researcher, and then sometimes it takes for my coordinator. We just cannot like simply verify a publication, because this is something that related to our integrity as the coordinator. We just want to do our job very properly, and then definitely all your publication need to fulfill all the requirements. Then only we can verify all your publications. All right. So this year, please help us to help you. All right. Just after it get published, remind all your whoever members in that particular publication, register as soon as possible, because we have perkeliling the 14 days. All right, so we don't want any like traffic jam lah. Kita tak nak traffic jam pada bulan 10 dan bulan 11 nanti. All right, so I believe that sometimes maybe some of you say, Puan Rohayu, because some of the publication at the end of the year. So how we want to avoid that? All right. So for any publication from January until November, all right, we still can accept for that particular year. All right. So any publication yang pada bulan December, yes, kita accept renew registration in that particular any days in that December lah. Tapi jika ianya melangkau pada tahun, mungkin ianya akan menjadi satu kerugian kepada you as researcher. Rugi kan kalau audit Myra, sangat-sangat merugikan. Alright, because we don't have your publication, so how is going to be counted, right? So please make sure whoever get published January and between January and November, register as soon as possible, and then we can allow any December punya publication sahaja to register in December, or else it's not going to be counted in my ATP or mana-mana sistem yang extract data from the prime. Okay, I hope that was very clear. Because and then why is it kata masih mesti ada tanya, Puan Rohayu, why is it November? We have publication in December. It is not counted in that particular year. So it's sangat-sangat merugikan. It's not going to be in my ATP. Alright, so you need to understand. Alright, prime, we accept everything. You masukkan 2020, we still verify. You masukkan 2019 yang you lupa submit, yes, we still accept. It's just that a matter of you need to understand other system, other penetapan, other requirement. When you are not fulfilling that, that's the problems lah. Alright, my ATP as I mentioned is owned by other jabatan, ianya tidak sama dengan requirement di dalam sistem prime. So dalam prime we still accept. Alright, we accept, follow the dates of publications that you register, and then we verify that. Okay, so kerana di dalam my ATP and tempat-tempat lain, of course lah, when it comes to your appraisals and everything, I cannot say more lah because of it is out of my jurisdiction. So you need to refer to that particular person, either person in charge to verify that particular information. All right. So for prime, this is what I'm going to tell you. All right. So okay, new publication just now, other publication. Okay, I'm not going to take so much time in other publications because it's quite similar on how you want to register. I mean like. Register your other publication. It's quite similar to index lah. All right. So check similarities, definitely check similarities. All right. So as you can see here, your publication has 90% to 100% similarities with the existing records below. So this one is like that. So what I can do is, all right, and then you do a little trick just now, or else you just imagine lah. Ini adalah tajuk yang lain lah. Alright, so for example, the impact of COVID-19, for example. Alright. Alright, so can proceed. Alright, so for publication detail in other categories, remember whoever publish, right, other than these 4 platform yang index publications, alright, ataupun you already it is not indexed yet, go for other publication first. No problem, we can upgrade later. All right. So the category of publication for other publications definitely are going to be more than index publication. Now we have journal, proceeding, research book, chapter in research book, chapter in books, creative works, policy papers, standards. And then we have also cultural works, case study, technical report, newsletter, and so on. Alright, so many that kita cuba merangkumi all the categories in all publications in UiTM. Alright, so it to be fair to all the faculties. Alright, so for example here, alright, so for newspaper, I received so many questions about newspaper articles. Like, don't be confused with newspaper articles. If you're being interviewed by any reporter to talk about your expertise, to talk about any opinions that you expert, all right, you are not the author for that particular newspaper articles. It belongs to that reporter. All right. So if you are if you are one of the writer that you selalunya you akan diberi kolom di dalam surat khabar, whether it's online or printed. Alright, so jika you menulis di dalam kolom berkenaan, yes, you can declare. Alright, so satu lagi that I want to share with you, sometimes a researcher a bit confused about this. Alright, if you terlibat in jawatan kuasa, in lantikan, the committee and everything, you can declare if you are one of the author in that particular in that particular document, and must be published with ISBN. Sometimes in UiTM kita ada lah kan, ada peringkat academic lah, and then you jawatan kuasa itu, jawatan kuasa ini, but you need to make sure that you adalah penjumbang kepada artikel-artikel di dalam berkenaan, ada pembuktian lah with the ISBN number. If not, you cannot register. Jika ianya hanya edaran dalaman sahaja, you cannot declare that publication di dalam sistem Prime, because of as I mentioned earlier, Prime kita nak jaga standard Prime lah. Alright, it's a publication system for UiTM, for university. Alright, so we want set a very high standard to make sure that all the publications are going to give an impact to you as a researcher, and also give you an impact to your faculty, campus, and lastly for the university. Alright, so newspaper. Alright, and also if you are being interviewed in like Malaysia hari ini lah, maksudnya di interview, di acara, di TV dan sebagainya, dijemput di kemana-mana sahaja, that one you cannot declare. So you can declare that one, you sebagai dijemput sebagai panel dalam webinar. Sekarang kita ada banyak webinar, right? Live sana, live sini kan, so webinar sana, webinar sini. So you cannot declare that particular publication as a publications, right? So you cannot declare that one, you as the author for that publications. Alright, so because of that one, you can directly declare di dalam your contribution in my ATP. There's some of the publications that you can directly declare to my ATP. For example, your contribution lah, you as a jawatan kuasa ke komiti ke, directly go to my ATP. So any publication yang ada bukti pembuktian diterbitkan, yes, you can go for Prime. Alright, monograph just now I already mentioned, jika ianya tidak ada dalam penerbitan under mapping, you need to go for monograph. Electronic media, I believe that sometimes researcher tends to publish a lot in the electronic media versions kan, right? Sometimes we have the YouTube channels. For those who are now very active in YouTube channel, you ada YouTube channel sendiri, and then you talk about your expertise in your YouTube channel. Yes, you can. You have to make sure that you have the affiliations of UiTM. You need to introduce yourself as the UiTM's researcher, UiTM's lecturers and everything. So that kind of information will make sure that you can register that publication. Sebenarnya tak tertakluk kepada yang dokumen, journal, proceeding saja, because everything is online right now, because we open for different kind of channel, different kind of platform. So we want to be fair to all of the faculties and also the researcher. So we still can accept. It's just that for those who are published also in YouTube channel, for example, you have to provide us with extra evidence on the writing part. You just submit to us the writing part that's saying what's going on di dalam you punya, contohnya you share something on YouTube channel, so do a little bit write up about what you're talking about and that particular production. We call that production. Is it productions? All right, so that's how we want to make sure that nobody is left out. All right, so modules and manuals. All right, magazine, exhibitions, magazine, any newsletter, bulletin faculty ke bulletin university, it falls under magazines, all right, exhibitions, all right. So if you involve in any exhibitions, yes, you can, meeting abstract and so on. All right, so you choose, and then each and every category have their own set of metadata that you need to fill up. Mandatory fill up, declare, and also submit for verification. So I hope this one is very clear already. The thing is actually for the past a few years, as a coordinator, we still learn every day. Okay, we learn every day because we are not researcher, but we are the one who responsible to verify all your publications. So every time we receive or we come across with any new categories of publication, if we are not sure, of course we discuss, and then we get the second opinions, we ask the researcher, we ask the top researcher. All right, so definitely it's not going to be an easy process for the coordinator itself. All right, so I hope that we can work together here. If you find out that that we are lacking information there, you help us to understand what types of categories or what types of publications is that. Sometimes we learn case by case actually, but we want to improve ourselves so that we can verify your publications definitely as soon as possible, and then we want to be fair to all the researchers' publications. We want to appreciate all your efforts to produce any publications. All right, so I hope this one by this taklimat will benefits you, and then you get more clear versions of what is prime, especially the publication modules. All right, so as I mentioned earlier, all right, if you have any difficulties in terms of whether the verification part or the technical part, all right, if you want to contact us, yes, you may contact us, all right, and then you can contact my respective coordinators from all over UiTM, all right, and also you can make your aduan at units the UiTM.edu.my lah, all right. So any penambahbaikan, we can accept all the penambahbaikan, and then we try to improve prime from time to time. All right, so as I mentioned earlier also, prime need in the process of adjusting here and there to make sure that we can serve better. All right, it's just that I hope this new system will help you, and then it will help you to register your publication dengan lebih baik lah berbanding dengan sistem Prisma yang sebelum ni. Alright, remember Prisma dulu dia standalone kan? Prisma saja, but this one is under one roof with other three modules that very, very important for all the researcher. Alright, so I think that's all that I want to. Okay, any manuals you can get from here, alright, if you want to get the manuals, or else you can keep on repeat to see this YouTube channel, all right? So from time to time, you can see this YouTube channel, or else if you want to consult to us, yes, you may contact us, your respective coordinator. All right, so I think that's all that I want to share with all of you today. Is there any questions from the audience? Okay, which question yang tak berjawab tu? I try to answer all the questions. Which one yang tak berjawab? Okay. Okay, let me see. Okay, can we have two affiliation in one project? Okay, faculty, cawangan, and what is RG? Yeah? Research, is it? What is RG? I'm not sure what is RG. Is it research grant? Research, is it research grant? Okay, you need to choose one only. In which for you to register your publication in front, definitely you need to choose one, because there is one on publications locations that you must choose. All right, you allow to be to declare one of the locations. I think you can choose the dominant one, right? And then also there's something that before I forgot I want to share with all of you. All right, so sometimes in Prime, remember in Prime dulu we can still enter one title with different platform, proceeding, journals, no problem. All right, and then you can declare it is in Scopus, it is in Web of Science, but in Prime, please remember this information is very very important. You need to declare the best one, right? So usually if index publications, if your publication is already indexed in Web of Science with the portal, yes, please choose that one. All right, choose the best one to be in Prime. All right, so you cannot other platform. Maybe you can declare any in other system, but not in Prime. So for in Prime, we want to make sure only the best platform that you can provide to us. All right, so only one. Right? Is there any other questions? Ada lagi tak? Is there any questions? So okay, tadi I nampak. Macam mana? I still can answer questions ke? Puan ni Puan Alhaq, I still can answer a few questions or macam mana?
Yang ada yang bertanya yang tak sempat untuk korang dijawab, boleh email korang ni, kemudian
Yes. They can email it to me.
okey.
They can email it to me.
Okay, dengan berakhirnya soalan daripada profesor Rohayu ini, terima kasih Rohayu meluangkan masa selama 2 jam menjelaskan hands-on tentang Prime. Okay, kepada siapa yang masih kurang jelas, boleh menghubungi Rohayu melalui email yang tertera rohayu@uitm.edu.my ataupun boleh terus call di 554-3704. Okay, terima kasih kepada semua. Diharap kita bertemu kembali pada program yang lain bersama Pita insyaAllah. Kepada yang hadir pada petang ni, link latihan telah di ruang komen. Boleh klik dan fill up. Untuk itu, terima kasih Puan Rohayu. Dan terima kasih kepada semua yang hadir petang ini. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.